Hello, I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. So, I've had a lot of people ask me how I got back on my feet at 15 years old living on the streets. Truth is, I worked my butt off. I was bathing out of anywhere, I just taking whore baths out of bathrooms, cleaning up and showering and bathing in ponds and lakes, Lake Erie. I don't know if I was cleaner coming out of there than I was going in, but at least I smelled better anyway. But I worked my absolute living butt off. I wasn't old enough to work a full time job. And back then, you could only work, I think it was like 15 hours a week at a job. But as long as other jobs didn't know you had other jobs and they could only track you for 15, I worked three jobs. I worked at Little Caesars Italianos when it was a test market for Little Caesars. I worked for a restaurant called Chow, which back in the day they paid like $8 an hour for dishwashers. It was unbelievable money for being a dishwasher. And I worked at Valvoline and changed oil. On top of that, I wrenched on people's cars and made money on the side on top of that. And anything I could do legally. I mean, I never sold drugs. Knew tons of people who were drug addicts. My brother was a drug dealer. I didn't do any of that stuff because it didn't feel right. I need to do what feels right. Part of why I got out of the restaurant industry is because it never felt right. A bunch of toxic food poisoning people, the things I've seen that I'm scared. There were restaurants I'll never eat at again. Frisch's Big Boy is one of them. I don't know if I got fired. I walked out the door. I don't know what you really want to call it. They wanted me to put spoiled hamburger, green rotted spoiled hamburger in the spaghetti sauce and hide it in the spaghetti sauce and cook it and throw it in there, but I threw it in the garbage and got reprimanded for it and told them I wouldn't. No, I won't cook that. As far as I know, I'm Italian. I like my Italian heritage. I'm not putting that in my spaghetti. And that was my saying. Vanessa, she carved my name in the wall above the grill line. The Italian Stallion. That's what she called me. There's my Italian Stallion. She'd come over, rub her big boobies on me and hug me. I'm telling you, there's a lot of sexuality in my life. But I worked hard and worked hard and worked hard for my whole adult life, all the way up till I was assaulted. And I'm talking working hard 6, 7 days a week, 12, 14, 16 hours a day. So many days of my life working 24 straight hours, straight 2 days running. Drinking, that was when I started drinking 5 hour energy drinks. Work 12 hours during the day, go out and plow at night. I've done that many times in my life, go out plowing all night. Go home, maybe get an hour or two of sleep if I could even get to sleep, if I even had that much time to get to sleep, and then go back to work. I worked my butt off. And it's part of what's brought me to where I am today to say, why? I worked harder than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And for what? To have it all taken away from me by a system who said, IDGF? Have it all taken away from me by lying, cheating whores of wives? And a system who said, IDGF? So, part it's who I am. I mean, I've been a workaholic and I've even had problems in relationships because women want to have fun and I don't know how. All I know is how to keep building and rebuilding and try it again and try it again. And finally, I've given up because I'm tired of it. What's the point at this point anymore? Build and build, take it, build, have it taken away again. It's just, what's the point? It's worthless. Where I've really, again, added to where I can see what's really most important in life. It isn't the stuff, it isn't the money, it's the people, namely the children. So that's how I got back on my feet when I was 15 years old on the streets, nowhere to go, sleeping in concrete, sleeping anywhere I could find that felt safe and comfortable, finally getting a car, sleeping in a car, couch surfing with a few people I could. I mean, it's kind of hard to couch surf when your friends are 14, 15 years old, 16 years old. Parents start questioning, why is this guy still sleeping on our couch? And that's happened many times in my life. Many times. Part of why it's so important to me to have an actual home now, because I've never had one. Never. Nothing that I could call mine and know that it was going to be there tomorrow. Well, that's how I got back on my feet and how I made it. I don't know how to say where did I make it to? I don't know. But I did get off the streets. I did build a life. I worked my butt off for it. In the end, it was all for nothing.